No one can read your biography and not note that a trio of deaths, including your father's, really affected your life and your career. So let's talk about them, Mona. First of all, the death of Buddy Holly, your idol when you were young. Tell me about that.
Buddy was somebody that I communed with. And I just listened to him all day long, and I focused on them. And when you had a record, you would focus on you'd look at the cover, and then you'd read the notes for the 100,000th time, each time thinking you'd find something a little different in there, And so all of a sudden, I opened the papers, and he'd been killed. So I was really in shock. It was a serious thing, a trauma almost that happened to me. And I went to school, and I told people, I said, did you see, And they didn't even care, because rock and roll didn't really matter. It was a kid's thing, and they'd moved on. Buddy was famous in 57. This was 59. He was pretty much off the charts. He was having trouble. That's why he did that tour. Took the tour, killed him. And so that started it, for me. But the thing about it was that everywhere I'd go, it would be in the back of my head, this death and this plane crash and stuff.
Well, excuse me 1 second. In your head, let me ask a couple of questions. First of all, you're a kid in New Rochelle, New York.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy Holly is a product of far west Texas, Lubbock.
Cotton fields.
And what was there that made a connection of you and New Rochelle and Buddy Holly a planet or two away for all intents and purposes?
Well, I was a born artist, and I heard something in him that he was a born artist, because he was 22 when he died. So I just, I'm all about instinct. All I knew was I couldn't get away from this. It pulled me in. It was like some sort of a vortex and of feeling that I would get. I would get emotional listening.
Any particular song, Peggy Sue, or what song of his?
Well, no. You see, it was this combination of his wonderful style, because he would sing raucous rockabilly. He would sing, real heavy rock and roll songs that he wrote everything he sang. But then he would sing these beautiful ballads, Moon Dreams, and Doesn't Matter Anymore, Raining in My Heart. He was a terrific singer. And one of the things that you have to watch out for in my game is you don't want to end up burlesquing yourself because you think that's what people want from you. You have to be always going into yourself, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? How am I going to get there? And I don't care whether the audience likes it. I'm doing it. And that's, he was young, and he did all these different songs. And so that was the totality of this music that just was touching, and so it kept it going in me.
Kept it going in you. And then I talked about the trio of public deaths that affected you. Then your father passed away when you were 15. And then President Kennedy was assassinated when you were, what, 18? Or you were just starting college or about to start college?
Maybe I just turned 18.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to college. My mother wanted me to go to college. You must go to school, I said, I don't want to go to school. I want to sing. I want to do this. So, okay, I'll go to school. So I went, didn't like it. And all I remember was that November 22nd, 1963, I was in an area at the front of the school. The entire school emptied out.
This was what, Villanova?
This is right when it happened. I was at Villanova. All these people ran toward this one area where there was one television, which is where everybody got their food, called the pie shop. And so what the hell's going on? I said, Kennedy got shot. So, whoa, we ran over there, everybody's there glued to the TV. We see the Cronkite moment, when he tells us he's passed. Oh, Lord. from that point on, boom, that's the only thing I could remember. The whole country now was as depressed as I had been after my father died. Because I was still depressed from that. Now they were on my wavelength. It was weird. And that's sort of what made me leave Villanova and say, you know, I got to do this. I got to get out and live my life, you know, and see what there is out there for me. Well, there wasn't much, you know, but it was my first taste of really, you know, I was, I guess, 18, and I was singing in nightclubs.
Too much to say, or on target, that the death of Buddy Holly, the death of your father, and the death of Kennedy eventually led to Bye Bye American Pie.
Yeah, it did. And the loss and sometimes the sadness, the sweet kind of sadness that, you know, is in a lot of my stuff. It all comes from my father's death, basically. But the American Pie came more even from Kennedy's death. And the insanity of America, which I was trying to get into that song. I didn't just want to write a song about this land is your land, or, you know, the power and the glory, or America the beautiful, or all these, you know, wonderful songs about our country. I wanted to write a song that was completely different, but huge, like the country, but a little crazy.
Well, you mentioned when word spread about Kennedy's assassination when you're at Villanova, and the only television set was at, what do you call it, the pie shop?
Correct.
Now, is there any connection between that, the Kennedy death, the pie shop, and Bye Bye American Pie?
So. That's a first. No, I don't think so.
Psychologically, maybe?
Maybe, you know, gee whiz, you know, something. I think you've hit on something. Never thought of that before.
I can't believe that.
You could be right. Absolutely could be right.